Sarah was Abraham's wife, but she did not have any children. She had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. Sarai told Abram, "The Lord has not allowed me to have children, so sleep with my slave. Maybe she can have a son, and I will accept him as my own." Abram did what Sarai said. So, after living 10 years in the land of Canaan, Sarai gave her Egyptian slave to Abram as a second wife. Abram slept with Hagar, and she became pregnant. When Hagar realized this, she became very proud and began to feel that she was better than Sarai, her owner. Then Sarai said to Abram, "My slave girl now hates me, and I blame you for this. I gave her to you, and she became pregnant. Then she began to feel like she is better than I am. I want the Lord to judge which of us is right." But Abram said to Sarai, "She is your slave. She can do anything you want her. You can do anything you want to her." Gosh. So Sarai was cruel to Hagar, and Hagar ran away. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring of water in the desert. The spring was by the road to Shur. The angel said, "Hagar, Sarai's slave girl, why are you here? Where are you going?" Hagar said, "I am running away from Sarai." The angel of the Lord said to her, "Sarai is your owner. Go home to her and obey her." The angel of the Lord also said, "From you will come many people, too many people to count." Then the angel of the Lord said, "Hagar, you are now pregnant, and you will have a son. You will name him Ishmael, because the Lord has heard that you were treated badly. Ishmael will be wild and free, like a wild donkey. He will be against everyone, and everyone will be against him. He will move from place to place and camp near his brothers." The Lord talked to Hagar. She began to use a new name for God. She said to him, "You are a God who sees me." She said this because she thought, "I see that even in this place God sees me and cares for me." So the well there was called Bir Lahai Roi. It is between Kadesh and Bered. Hagar gave birth to Abram's son, and Abram named the son Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born from Hagar. Genesis 17. Circumcision. Proof of the agreement. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him. He said, "I am God all-powerful. Obey me and live the right way. If you do this, I will prepare an agreement between us. I will promise to make your people a great nation." Then Abram bowed down before God. God said to him, "This is my part of our agreement. I will make you the father of many nations. I will change your name from Abram to Abraham, because I am making you father of many nations. I will give you many descendants. New nations and kings will come from you, and I will prepare an agreement between me and you. This agreement will also be for your descendants. It will continue forever. I will be your God and the God of all your descendants, and I will give this land to you and to all your descendants. I will give you the land you are traveling through, the land of Canaan. I will give you this land forever, and I will be your God." Then God said to Abraham, "Now this is your part of the agreement. You and all your descendants will obey my agreement. This is my agreement that all of you must obey. This is the agreement between me and you and all your descendants. Every male must be circumcised. You will cut the skin to show that you follow the agreement between me and you. When the baby boy is 8 days old, you will circumcise him. Every boy born among your people and every boy who is a slave of your people must be circumcised. So, every baby born in your nation will be circumcised. Every boy who is born from your family or bought as a slave will be circumcised. Abraham, this is the agreement between you and me. Any male who is not circumcised will be cut off from his people, because he has broken my agreement." God said to Abraham, "I will give Sarai, your wife, a new name. Her new name will be Sarah. I will bless her. I will give her a son, and you will be the father. She will be the mother of many new nations. Kings of nations will come from her." Abraham bowed his face to the ground to show he respected God, but he laughed and said to himself, "I am 100 years old. I cannot have a son, and Sarah is 90 years old. She cannot have a child." Then Abraham said to God, "I hope Ishmael will live and serve you." God said, "No, I said that your wife Sarah will have a son. You will name him Isaac. I will make my agreement with him that will continue forever with all his descendants. You mentioned Ishmael, and I heard you. I will bless him, and he will have many children. He will be the father of 12 great leaders. His family will become a great nation. But I will make my agreement with Isaac, son who Sarah will have. He will be born at this same time next year." After God finished talking with Abraham, God went up into heaven. Then Abraham gathered together Ishmael and all the slaves born in his house. He also gathered all the slaves he had bought. Every man and boy in Abraham's house was gathered together, and they were all circumcised. Abraham circumcised them that day, just as God had told him to do. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised, and Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old when he was circumcised. Abraham and his son were circumcised on the same day. Also, on that day, all the men in Abraham's house were circumcised. All the slaves born in his house and all the slaves he had bought were circumcised. 18. Later, the Lord again appeared to Abraham near the oak trees of Mamre. It was the hottest part of the day, and Abraham was sitting at the door of his tent. He looked up and saw 3 men standing in front of him. When he saw the men, he ran to them and bowed before them. Abraham said, "Sirs, please stay a while with me, your servant. I will bring some water to wash your feet. You can rest under the trees. I will get some food for you, and you can eat as much as you want. Then you can continue your journey." 3 men said, "Do as you wish." Abraham hurried to the tent. He said to Sarah, "Quickly prepare enough flour for 3 loaves of bread." Then Abraham ran to his cattle. He took his best young calf and gave it to the servant there. He told the servant to quickly kill the calf and prepare it for food. Abraham brought the meat and some milk and cheese and set them down in front of the 3 men. Then stood near the men, ready to serve them while they sat under the tree and ate. Then the men said to Abraham, "Where is your wife Sarah?" Abraham said, "She is there in the tent." Then one of them said, "I will come again in the spring. At that time your wife Sarah will have a son." Sarah was listening in the tent and heard these things. Abraham and Sarah were very old. Sarah was past the right age for women to have children. So she laughed to herself and said, "I am old, and my husband is old. I am too old to have a baby." Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Sarah laughed and said she was too old to have a baby. But is anything too hard for the Lord? I will come again in the spring, just as I said I would, and your wife Sarah will have a son." Sarah said, "I didn't laugh." She said this because she was afraid. Then the Lord said, "No, I know that is not true. You did laugh." Then the men got up to leave. They looked toward Sodom and began walking in that direction. Abraham walked with them to send them on their way. The Lord said to himself, "Should I tell Abraham what I am going to do now? Abraham will become a great and powerful nation, and all the nations on earth will be blessed because of him. I have made a special agreement with him. I did this so that he would command his children and his descendants to live the way the Lord wants them to. I did this so that they would live right and be fair. Then I, the Lord, can give him what I promised." Then the Lord said, "I have heard many times that the people of Sodom and Gomorrah are very evil. I will go and see if they are as bad as I have heard. Then I will know for sure." So the men turned and started walking toward Sodom while Abraham stood there before the Lord. Then Abraham approached him and asked, "Will you destroy the good people while you are destroying those who are evil? What if there are 50 good people in that city? Will you still destroy it? Surely you will save the city for the 50 good people living there. Surely you would not destroy the city. You would not destroy 50 good people to kill those who are evil. If that happened, those who are good would be the same as those who are evil. both would be punished. As the judge of the whole world, surely you would do the right thing. Then the Lord said, If I find 50 good people in the city of Sodom, I will save the whole city. Then Abraham said, Compared to you, Lord, I am only dust and ashes. But let me bother you again and ask you this question. What if there are 5 less than 50? Would you destroy a whole city because of just 5 people? The Lord said, If I find 45 good people there, I will not destroy the city. Abraham spoke again. He said, And if you find only 40 good people there, will you destroy the city? The Lord said, If I find 40 good people, I will not destroy the city. Then Abraham said, Lord, please don't be angry with me, but let me ask you this. If only 30 good people are in the city, will you destroy it? The Lord said, If I find 30 good people there, I will not destroy the city. Then Abraham said, Lord, may I bother you again and ask, what if there are 20 good people? The Lord answered, If I find 20 good people, I will not destroy the city. Then Abraham said, Lord, please don't be angry with me, but let me bother you this one last time. If you find 10 good people there, what will you do? The Lord said, If I find 10 good people in a city, I will not destroy it. The Lord finished speaking to Abraham and left. Then Abraham went back home. That evening, the 2 angels came to the city of Sodom. Lot was sitting near the city gates and saw them. He got up and went to them. He bowed to show respect and said, Sirs, please come to my house, and I will serve you. There you can wash your feet and stay the night. Then tomorrow you can continue your journey. The angels answered, No, we will stay the night in the city square. But Lot continued to ask them to come to his house, so they agreed and went with him. Lot gave them something to drink. He baked some bread for them, and they ate it. That evening, just before bedtime, men from every part of town came to Lot's house. They stood around the house and called to Lot. They said, Where are the 2 men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us. We want to have sex with them. Okay then. Lot went outside and closed the door behind him. He said to the men, No, my friends, I beg you, please don't do this evil thing. Look, I have 2 daughters who have never slept with a man before. I will give my daughters to you. You can do anything you want with them, but please don't do anything to these men. They have come to my house, and I must protect them. The men surrounding the house answered, Get out of our way. They said to themselves, This man Lot came to our city as a visitor. Now he wants to tell us how we should live? Then the men said to Lot, We will do worse things to you than to them. So the men started moving closer and closer to Lot. They were about to break down the door, but the 2 men staying with Lot opened the door, pulled him back inside the house, and closed the door. Then they did something to the men inside the door. They caused all these evil men, young and old, to become blind. So the men trying to get in the house could not find the door. That'll teach them. The 2 men said to Lot, Are there any other people from your family living in this city? Do you have any sons-in-law, daughters, sons, or any other people from your family here? If so, you should tell them to leave now. We are going to destroy this city. The Lord heard how evil the city is, so he sent us to destroy it. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, the men who had married his other daughters. He said, Hurry and leave this city. The Lord will soon destroy it. But they thought he was joking. The next morning at dawn, the angels were trying to make Lot hurry. They said, This city will be punished, so take your wife and your 2 daughters who are still with you and leave this place. Then you will not be destroyed with the city. When Lot did not move fast enough, the 2 men grabbed his hand. They also took the hands of his wife and his 2 daughters. The 2 men led Lot and his family safely out of the city. The Lord was kind to Lot and his family. So after the 2 men brought Lot and his family out of the city, one of the men said, Now run to save your life. Don't look back at the city, and don't stop anywhere in the valley. Run until you are in the mountains. If you stop, you will be destroyed with the city. But Lot said to the 2 men, Sirs, please don't force me to run so far. You have been very kind to me, your servant. You have been very kind to save me, but I cannot run all the way to the mountains. What if I am too slow and something happens? I will be killed. Look, there is a very small town near here. Let me run to that town. I can run there and be safe." The angel said to Lot, "Very well, I'll let you do that. I will not destroy that town, but run there quickly. I cannot destroy Sodom until you are safely in that town." That town is named Zoar, because it is a small town. Lot was entering the town as the sun came up, and the Lord began to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. He caused fire and burning sulfur to fall from the sky. He destroyed the whole valley, all the cities, the people living in cities, and all the plants in the valley. Lot's wife was following behind him and looked back at the city. When she did, she became a block of salt. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and went to the place where he stood before the Lord. Abraham looked down into the valley toward the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He saw clouds of smoke rising from the limb, like smoke from a furnace. God destroyed the cities in the valley, but he remembered that what Abraham had said. So God sent Lot away from those cities before destroying them. Lot was afraid to stay in Zoar, so he and his 2 daughters went to live in the mountains in a cave. One day the older daughter said to the younger, "Everywhere on earth men and women marry and have a family, but our father is old, and there are no men around here to give us children. So let's get our father drunk with wine. Then we can have sex with him. That way we can use our father to keep our family alive." That night the 2 girls went to their father and got him drunk with wine. Then the older daughter went and had sexual relations with him. He did not even know when she came to bed or when she got up. The next day the older daughter said to the younger daughter, "Last night I went to bed with my father. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight. Then you can go have sex with him. In this way we can use our father to have children, and our family will not come to an end." So that night the 2 girls got their father drunk with wine. Then the younger daughter went and had sexual relations with him. Again, Lot did not know when she came to bed or when she got up. Both of Lot's daughters became pregnant. Their father was the father of their babies. The older daughter gave birth to a son. She named him Moab. Moab is the ancestor of all the Moabites living today. The younger daughter also gave birth to a son. She named him Ben-Ami. Ben-Ami is the ancestor of all the Ammonites living today. 20. Abraham left that place and traveled to Negev. He settled in the city of Gerar, between Kadesh and Shur. While in Gerar, Abraham told people that Sarah was his sister. King Abimelech and Gerar heard this. Abimelech wanted Sarah, so he sent some servants to take her. But one night God spoke to Abimelech in a dream and said, "You will die. The woman you took is married." But Abimelech had not yet slept with Sarah, so he said, "Lord, I am not guilty. Would you kill an innocent man?" Abraham himself told me, "This woman is my sister," and she also said, "This man is my brother. I am innocent. I did not know what I was doing." Then God said to Abimelech in a dream, "Yes, I know that you are innocent, and that you did not know what you were doing. I saved you. I did not allow you to sin against me. I was the one who did not allow you to sleep with her. So, give Abraham his wife again. He is a prophet. He will pray for you, and you will live. But if you don't give Sarah back to him, I promise that you will die, and all your family will die with you." So, very early the next morning, Abimelech called all of his servants and told them about the dream. The servants were very afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, "Why have you done this to us? What wrong did I do to you? Why did you lie and say that she was your sister? You brought great trouble to my kingdom. You should not have done this to me. What were you afraid of? Why did you do this to me?" Then Abraham said, "I thought no one in this place respected God. I thought someone would kill me to get Sarah. She is my wife, but she is also my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. God led me away from my father's house. He led me to wander to many different places. When that happened, I told Sarah, Do something for me. Wherever we go, tell people you are my sister." So Abimelech gave Sarah back to Abraham. Abimelech also gave Abraham some sheep, cattle, and slaves. And Abimelech said, "Look all around you. This is my land. You may live any place you want." Abimelech said to Sarah, "I give your brother Abraham 1,000 pieces of silver. I did this to show that I am very sorry. I want everyone to see that I did the right thing." The Lord made all the women in Abimelech's family not to be able to have children. God did this because Abimelech had taken Sarah, Abraham's wife. But Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his servant girls. That's the end of that one. Thank you.